Hey guys, Jack Eden here on the J Show with my co-host.
Philip and Preston Boucher.
Today we're talking about the best dual threats in the NFL. Preston, want to start us off?
Obviously, the man Deebo Samuel. Deebo Samuel had an electric year last year. He can play running back. He can play receiver. His primary position is receiver, but with Elijah Mitchell getting injured a lot, he had to put him to running back, and he did really well there. And I feel like that's why Deebo is one of the best, or the best dual threat.
All right, Philip, what do you think?
I'm thinking Taysom Hill. You could throw him at tight end. You could throw him at quarterback. You could put him basically wherever you want him to be, except for like offensive and defensive, and anywhere except for the defensive side of the ball and offensive line. You could put him at running back. But I think that with that versatility and so many options that he could play, he's the best two-way player.
I think we're forgetting one big name here. That's Mr. Cordell Patterson. He's amazing. He was a wide receiver before his time in Minnesota. He was a kick returner, punt returner. He would do everything. And now he's a running back for the Falcons. He's been crazy this season.
I'm sorry to interrupt you, but there's some breaking news.
All right.
Read it out loud.
Jalen Ramsey announces that he'll be playing both wide receiver and cornerback this season and to make more money in his next contract MVP votes. Wow. Well, you see, I feel like there's a trend here. Because if you guys remember in the Pro Bowl, Stephon Diggs played the little corner on his brother Trayvon Diggs. So this is like the third string of things where it's third with Trayvon Diggs because he also switched to wide receiver in that play. We also got, Jalen Ramsey's following in the brothers' footsteps. All right, Philip, what is your take on this?
I think that he's still going to be an elite corner, and I think that with his stamina, he could probably play some wide receiver with that.
Preston, what do you think?
Well, I think this is actually such a smart decision because Jalen Ramsey will be the most paid receiver / DB or whatever you want to call him. He's going to be the most paid player in the NFL because he's playing two positions, offense and defense. He only gets special teams rest, which is not really a lot of time. He's like playing high school football all over again.
Well, the thing is, where does he fit in that Rams offense? I don't think he's definitely not gonna be taking over Cooper Kupp. I don't believe he's gonna be taking over Allen Robinson. Maybe he'll come over Van Jefferson. That's the only thing. We'll have to see in the training camp battles on that. Well, Philip, how do you think this will affect your ranking of the top dual threats?
I think it's gonna affect it severely because I think that with him being one of the best corners, he can make a splash in that ranking.
Preston, has this changed your ranking at all?
I actually disagree with you. I think he's going to play worse because he's not going to have as much time to rest because that Rams offense gave him a lot of time for the defense to rest because defense were 1-3, boom, out, sit down, offense comes out, scores a touchdown. But now he has to play both positions of the ball. That's just way more time. You're playing like almost 2/3 of the game right there, and that's just a lot of time for like no breaks.
Well, I think one of the advantages Jalen Ramsey has is that he's a corner, so he knows what corners can do, and I think it'll help him significantly. Well, that's all the time we have. This was the J Show with your host, Jack Eden, with
Philip Pagoda.
and
Preston Boucher.
and that's our show.